By the book, by the book. If you find yourself doing wrong, you won't get off the hook. By the book, by the book. If you think that we're just gentlemen, then brother, you're mistook. Some boys like their cold ones, some boys like their chew. Well, I can tell you that's not what those Cazana boys will do. Mama's homemade biscuits, like only she can cook. It's sad, it's kind of steady, and leads us by the book. By the book, by the book. If you find yourself doing wrong, you won't get off the hook. By the book, by the book. If you think that we're
the greatest,
we are
the greatest song in the history of wrestling.
Just ask Josh Turner. That's his favorite song ever.
Yes. And of course, who else could be on here, Howie? I'll let you introduce him. But all I'm going to say, that song screams Cazana. That's all I'm saying.
awesome. Here we are beyond everybody's wild expectations. We got the 1/2 U.S. Tag Team Champions, country gentleman, KC Cazana. KC, thanks for joining us, and thanks for being on here. And who knows what's going to happen? Is all I can.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to be back, dude. It's been a while. You've had Evan Golden more times than me, so I mean that's all right.
Casey, I don't want to say nothing, but apparently we got somebody that's the vice president of the Evan Golden fan club. So I'm not going to say nothing, but
listen, I saw KC live 2 weeks ago since I saw Evan Golden, and I might just have to switch my loyalty.
You should. I'm probably the greatest third generation wrestler on this side of Mississippi.
You know, I saw KC at Championship 1. You come in and you just dispatched of Mr. Aiden Wright in a few minutes and moved on. It was great for the people of Cleveland, McDonald, to get to see the great KC Cazana. Only disappointment I have.
It's always great when I drive 30 minutes from my house.
That's what I was going to say.
It's always great.
He didn't bring the belt, Howie. He drove 30 minutes and did not bring the belt.
Well, he's too excited. He didn't know what to really bring and everything. Casey, before we get too far into this, the intro video there, it was great. Whose idea was that?
That came from the mastermind, Aaron Stevens, actually. He's a producer he helps produce a lot of stuff for the NWA. And it was him and Billy Trask. He goes, this song is too good not to have a music video. And now that it's like out there, I can tell the story. The boss had no idea we were doing that music video. So it was kind of a surprise for the boss when we did it. It was kind of those asked for forgiveness instead of permission things. It was too good not to have one. But now we went and made the music video. You saw my mom. That's my real mom. That's my Mama Cazana. And then the two twins playing the banjo and the guitar. Those are my cousins. We have family in that video and all over the place.
It looked like Mama Cazana had fresh homemade biscuits.
Or if you haven't had a Mama Cazana biscuit, you ain't living.
I can imagine.
Mama's homemade cooking. Come on.
That understates why we got, AJ's kind of large individual. He's been longer than you have.
For us being brothers, we are both different body types, both different body statures. He's always been more big, muscular, giant. I've always been the little, string bean. Not anymore, though. I put on some weight.
One serious question. Both of you come from a football background, didn't you? Didn't you play football too?
I played NCAA ball, yes, sir. I played up in a little D2, but it's still college ball. I played up at Tusculum University under head coach at the time, Jerry Odom.
Yeah.
And it's in Greenville, Tennessee. And this is also a very funny story. Speaking of Greenville, when Smoky Mountain Pro was originally in Chuckey, Tennessee, under a different name by people I don't want to mention because I don't want to give them more credit than they deserve. I was 10 minutes away from the old Chuckey Dome. I had no idea until my brother and my mom and dad were like, hey, AJ's wrestling for the East Tennessee title. You want to come up here and go watch? I was like, where's it at? Like in Chucky, Tennessee. And I go, all right, let me look it up. Turns out I played golf right on that golf course as soon as you turn on a Chucky Highway. And I was like, you just drive down 3 extra minutes and you're there.
You know, you brought it up. We always got to talk about it. You know, at Smoky Mountain Pro, 2 trainers that you can get. And I think Kinsey is even in the beginner's class. As soon as you walk in the door, you get a Cazana and a Page.
Right. And I think this is just, I mean, my opinion, but what is my opinion? It don't matter. I don't run an empire or anything. I'm just a Cazana. But in my opinion, we are the number right now. I think this is just me. I think we're top 3 training school in Tennessee, or at least in East Tennessee. I'm always going to put over Dr. Tom. Doc is the greatest trainer of all time. He's the GOAT. But don't tell him that. He won't take the credit. But Doc is the GOAT, and I don't know how much longer he has left in him. So if anyone has a chance to go train with Dr. Tom, I would recommend going to him. Or you can drive to Newport at I want to say the Smoky Dome. I think that's a cool name. I'm trying to politic away into getting a cool name. I mean, the Cazana Dome might sound pretty cool too, but I think the Smoky Dome pretty cool.
I thought so.
We got the NWA Women's World Champion, Kinsey Page. She's held that title for almost 2 years, and she's the youngest NWA Women's World Champion, period. That's what I think. I don't know, you can fact check me. I just know her sister, Kylie, is also the youngest world champion, period, at 19 years old. And I'm just going to put it over. I'm the youngest NWA United States Tag Team Champion of all time. And between Kinsey and myself, there is so much wrestling history between the Henry Page family and the Cazana family. Because I think we're coming up on 100 years professional wrestling as the Cazanas from the 1930s, 50s, the 50s, going out, pushing 100 years. And I think, my opinion, the third school in East Tennessee would be Net Pro up there, because I know Rabbit Rogue's up there. And Rabbit is a good hand to have anywhere. He works his tail off at Joe Cazana Promotions or NWA JCP to set the ring up, take the ring down. Like, him and I were the only 2 there Thursday before our show last week to set the ring up. I will always put over Rabbit any day of the week because he's definitely, in my opinion, underrated. He's really good. He's underrated.
But Casey, and how you can bring on the other guest here in a minute if you see him there. Casey, a serious question. It does. Right now, our friend Judy is with Dr. Tom. She's been. She's actually appeared on NWA JCP show.
I was there.
And she's still in her development, even though she had some training and she's wrestled some matches. She's still with Dr. Tom for a finishing lesson, I think. You can start one place, but in your training, you really might need to go multiple places.
I think my philosophy is, whenever I tell my students, you never stop learning.
Mm-hmm.
And even Dr. Tom still learns stuff today. Like, there's some stuff Doc doesn't like, but then he goes, well, maybe some crowds like it, some crowds don't. He understands that the wrestling business is evolving, and you can never stop learning. Like, I'm not a big flip, flop, and fly. I don't fly off I can't back flip. I can't front flip. I'm very old school Memphis, but if I have to, I can wrestle to this new style. But I would always prefer to wrestle like the Midnight Express.
Casey, I've got a question before we bring the other guest on real quick. And everyone talks about Dr. Tom being one of the best trainers there is. Can you put into words what makes him so good?
I just think he's trained so many of the greats. Like, I can say one name, and a non-wrestling fan knows exactly who I'm talking about when I talk about Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. That's it. That's all you got to say. And everybody knows, oh, he must be the guy. But I think you base a great trainer off of who they've trained and who's succeeded in the wrestling business. Like Doc has trained Heath Slater, Cardona. Who else we got? We got Natty Neidhart, the Bella Twins, Kofi, Big E. I don't know if he was Big E, but I know that Kofi, Roman Reigns.
I was going to say Roman. That's
Like
right now.
Doc has trained a lot of great names. And Kinsey, today you got the Page sisters, me and my brother, Thrillbilly Silas Mason, the biggest man to ever live. And it's just like he keeps getting people that's phenomenal. Just keep going great. Yeah, Kurt Angle, Mark Henry, thanks TK Maxx. Like it's just the list goes on and on. And the way he like teaches and coaches is very, I think, different than a lot of other places do. He's more the same thing me and Kinsey do at Smoky Mountain Pro is the basics. You learn all these moves. We don't train you like, say, some big guy came in. We're not going to be like, all right, we're going to show you 5 moves and you can go wrestle a match. No, you're going to come through the 10 to 12 week course boot camp that we do and learn a headlock takeover, a headlock, a shoulder tackle, all the basic stuff before like I feel comfortable letting you go.
Okay, awesome.
And that 5 moves wasn't a shot at Kevin Nash. I think he had 6, if you count the flying the elbow in the corner.
I mean, John Cena got 5 moves to do him, and he got that 20 plus years.
Maybe 4 with Cena. I don't know.
So, all right. We mentioned it earlier. We got another guest that's fixing to appear from his vacation bed, live and in living color. Mr. Savior TKO.
Whoa, hey, you gotta put that nipple up, Josh. What are we doing? Hey, yo.
We're gonna get a PG rating now.
PG-13.
Gotta get that nipple in. So before we get into everything, a couple of things.
Mr. TKO, welcome to the show, man, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. Best school in Tennessee, hands down, Smoky Mountain Pro. To have the opportunity to train with Kinsey. Kinsey's a hell of a star and a future Hall of Famer, and you're not going to find a better talent than her. Casey, right behind her, doing the exact same thing. You'd be an idiot to want to go anywhere else. Do you want to learn from young talent who's learned from the best and is creating history? Or do you want to learn from a pretend rock and roll star that's on a downhill crash and burn? I'll call it like it is and don't care to say it. Secondly, Kevin Nash was lucky to have 2 moves without blowing out his quad because he's a piece of shit.
Yes, he is. Yes, I knew we'd get that kind of opinion. Hey, what's Casey Cazana like in the ring, TKO? If you're standing across from him,
From a personal standpoint, a scumbag.
Yeah. Besides that, but I mean, athletic.
From a professional standpoint, especially at his age, Casey is a child. Casey is still gritting his teeth and growing into his body and learning what it means to be a man. And at such a young age, he has the mentality. He has the ring awareness. He has the presence. He has the knowledge. He has the know-how. And the most important thing that he has is something that you cannot teach. He has the psychology in knowing how to work a ring, work a crowd, and entertain fans in an aspect that wants you to give them more and will pay to see more. And that's the biggest part of it.
And Howie, I'm going to throw it to you for questions. And KC, we've not forgot you. I'm just going to say, the show did upgrade this week. We traded Joseph for TKO. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's an upgrade. It looks a little bit.
It's an upgrade. Hey, KC, one question. Now, I did see you live for the first time the other night. You do a move where you come out of that corner and you have a flying body press. You're a big guy to be moving that way. Do you ever
Yeah,
When you're at
Casey's fat. He tries to call other people
Nah,
fat, but I'm
easy
pretty
now.
sure that I weigh less than him now.
Yeah, there's one guy that we know that's just fat. Not muscular. He's just fat. Just because you lift a lot of weights don't mean you're muscular.
Are we talking about
This
Matt?
is true.
No,
Oh, no.
maybe.
Okay. All right.
I'll give Max the benefit of the doubt. It is not him.
But no, for this, yeah, I do it. It's the top rope cross. It's my springboard crossbody, and everybody sees me do it. Everybody's always like, "How do you do it? How do you do it?" I go, "I just jump." Like I don't think about it when I do it, because if I think about it, I'm going to do slip and break my neck. It
I
was a
do
move.
want to.
Josh, shut
Casey
up. It's
talks
my
up.
time.
No, I'm taking your time
What's up?
because I got somebody about to walk in and I'm going to say something important. And then
What are
you're
you
going to
gonna
feel like a
say?
piece of shit.
He's going to say like, "I got to go to the bathroom" or
I
something.
don't know if we can say shit, but I've said it 5 times. I blame if you guys go to get fined or anything, blame the medicine, blame the stroke. Tell them it was the stroke talking.
All right.
Couple things I want to point out real fast because I don't know how long I'll be on here. Smoky Mountain Pro, their first show coming up this weekend. I wish I could be there. I'm humbly sorry that I'm not going to be able to be there. I was supposed to be at Heroes and Hollers Con. They're finding this out right now because I've not messaged them yet. I unfortunately will not be attending Pikeville, Tennessee. I'm going to have to cancel on that
Pikeville, Kentucky.
as well.
Kentucky.
A long ride for this journey. Ask for prayers, continued support. I want to thank people, not just for being there for me, but for being there for my amazing wife, through all this, Samantha, my children. It's been extremely hard, especially Bob and Indy being so young, and even my teenage kids, and Olivia, Kaylee, Ty, all of them, Sydney. Couple guys that I truly on and say thank you. And it goes way past further wrestling. And I'm going to break every rule in the book because I don't go by the book.
Play the song. Play the song. Play the song.
Do not play the song. You want me to stroke out right here?
By the book, by the book. If you find yourself doing wrong, you won't get off the hook. By the book, by the book. If you think they were just gentlemen, then brother, you're mistook. Some boys like their cold ones, some boys like their chew. Well, I can tell you that's not what those Cazana.
How about that, TKO? Do you enjoy that music?
Why is Matt's here? Why?
TKO.
I don't know if we're back on.
You're back on, brother.
Are we back on? Are we back?
Yeah.
It's the new Rick roll.
I told you that was going to mess everything up.
I found your vest, Josh.
What a piece of garbage.
Found your vest.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at one of the people I would not be thanking and giving credit to. One of the biggest scumbags on the face of the earth.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Living 10 minutes away from where you're at, Josh.
Hey, all I want to say is I do want to make an announcement before I finish what I was saying that's personal. Everybody congratulate TK Maxx on finding female hunter wolf.
I think Max is telling us he's number one.
Maybe.
But no, seriously, what I was saying before, especially for the kids, I'm going to break every rule in the book. There's a couple people I could go on and name everybody, and everybody knows their names that are important. But 2 names that mean the absolute most, that's been there for me, my wife, and my children beyond belief, is a guy by the name of Andrew. Andrew knows who he is, and you won't find a more loyal person than Andrew. And then if you don't know who Jackson is, I feel sorry for you because Jackson is one of the best people to have in your corner personally, and one of the most loyal friends you could ever ask for, that no matter what you're going through, he will be there for you no matter what you want to blame. And this is getting real, and some people's going to see this and think I'm talking about them. And if you feel like I'm talking about you, go ahead and get the F over it and lose your guilt, because I'm talking about my experience right now. Jackson is the guy that no matter what is going on in your life, he will drop everything and be there for you and be loyal to you. So to believe anything different about somebody that is so rare and such a good friend truly makes you look like a complete idiot. And the fact that anybody would risk having a friendship and having a loyal connection with somebody like Jackson, who would literally give their last breath just to see you be okay, and I have found that out through him, is absolutely outstanding. And especially the lengths he's willing to go, middle hours of the night, whatever it takes, to be there to talk to my kids, like Bebop, who thinks that Jackson is the greatest thing in the world. Without him, that kid would have probably fell apart, him and Indy both. So, to Jackson, I know you're watching. I just want to say thank you.
That Jackson's a pretty good guy, man.
I would agree.
He's all
I
right.
do want to update everybody on my situation. As you can see, I am able to move a lot better. Can move my arms, my hands. You guys always just seem to catch me at the time where I share everything with you. As much as I should probably ask for the prayers for myself, I'm not going to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for anybody that wants to help. Send the help for my wife and kids. They're struggling. I'm not going to lie. Send the prayers for Samantha. Send the prayers for my children. Send the prayers for Andrew. Send the prayers for Jackson. Send the prayers for these people that mean the most to me, because I talked to my doctor today. I've got some big decisions to make moving forward. I'm going to have some tests run tomorrow. I'd rather not disclose those publicly. They're going to be painful. They're going to be tough. I'll get through them. Depending on those answers, we have some heavy choices to make. I will go ahead and disclose none of this is confirmed. This is what we're looking at, and it's going to end up hopefully being one of the answers. My stuff has been sent over to the Mayo Clinic. I've never told any. This is the first time I've ever went public with this on any kind of podcast, whether it be for wrestling, acting, Walking Dead. My own wife didn't even know this. My own brother didn't even know this. I've kept it strictly to myself. When I was 16 years old, I had to go through chemo for leukemia for almost 6 to 8 months. And it was the most terrifying time I've ever been through. And I just kind of stored and locked that away and never thought it would be an issue again, because, knock on wood, can't knock too hard, by the grace of God, it mellowed out and it's just not been an issue. Here we are, and they believe that could be an issue. So they're sending my stuff off for further reviews. That could take a couple weeks. There is a couple other possibilities of what's going on that they don't even know how to explain. It could be like the rarest of rarest things that they've never seen before. And I could be one of the first to advance these studies to give answers to help other people, which would be kind of cool. Either way, depending on how tomorrow goes, there's been a request that my wife comes into the hospital and we're going to have a sit down with the doctor and a surgeon. And I thought it was a joke. I'm still trying to play it out in my head as not a real scenario. Um, they have talked about removing a piece of my skull to go in and take a brain sample as a possibility. If it comes to that, I do have the option of requesting to leave the hospital and seeking a second opinion. If I do that, I would have to do it in a timely manner because whatever the malfunction is in the frontal lobe of my right brain with the swelling and the lesions and all that is causing issues. So, again, this goes back to not just my wife, who my wife has been my rock solid, can't thank her enough. But going back to talking about Jackson and how good of a friend he is, being there saying, hey, trust God, you got this. Just do it. Don't, kids will be fine, wife will be fine. I'm here. And the most important thing, like, here I am stressing, worried about the wife and kids and losing them. And I know they're not going to say anything to me, but Jackson's letting me know just how important I am to like him. How it's just, you're not used to hearing, and this is what true friends really are, how important you are to somebody. And to hear that absolutely has made this a pleasurable experience, made this more easier to know that other than just my wife and kids, at least there's one person out there I know that might not be blood, but by God, they're family, and I'm beyond close to them, and our lives are forever changed from coming into contact with each other, and I'm forever grateful for that. Um, so it's a tough decision. It's a scary thought. Hopefully, we get the answers we need, and it's not even a possibility. But to be sitting in a room and having a doctor look you in the eyes and tell you that this is a possibility, terrifying thing. Now, to my credit, my first response was, what does that mean for my return to the ring? Because I was shooting to return by October to January at the absolute latest. He laughed and he said that wasn't a far fetched plan with what I'm currently going through. If we can figure this out and heal it, that's highly possible to get cleared. Minus the fact that if they do have to actually cut into my skull, cutting into my skull is going to be a game changer because you have to heal the wound, you have to allow the bone to heal, you have to allow a lot more healing to happen. So that date could possibly be pushed back. I will not ever admit it's going to be the end because there's a couple people I have to punch in the face and break their nose. One of them being TK Maxx.
Yeah, I can't believe you would do such a thing, Max. Either that's crazy.
Yeah, I owe him a kick to the nads too.
That's crazy.
I mean, he kicked me in the nads side ring. I'm just bringing it up.
Max.
Not my,
I do want it to be stated for this so everybody knows because I've been asked, my wife has been asked, and I'm gonna put it out there, and I don't care. I don't care to put it out there. Max Abel has my vest and bat because the worst time ever this injury sustained on me happened at what I would call my WrestleMania moments. A show to me that I would consider bigger than even working for the WWE. It's not ever been a hidden fact that I hold Joe Cazana at the highest of regards as one of the most respected guys ever in this business. Joe Cazana, Mac McMurray, Rip Rogers, Nick Dinsmore, and Tracy Smothers. Those are the best of this business, along with Macho Man. The only one I've never got to have any involvement with was Macho Man. 5 out of my 6 heroes I've got to be involved with. And Joe is very high, if not number one on that entire list. So to have been a part of working with Joe before, way back in the day, working on an NWA JCP show, and my health shuts down. Very heartbreaking. I will recover from it. I will make it up. But at that event, I thought Max was somebody I could trust, and he was supposed to take my stuff and get it back to my wife. Apparently, he's a scumbag and a thief.
I would not. I would.
And
I'm just keeping it safe.
And
I'm just keeping it safe for you, pal.
this isn't approved by me. This isn't okayed by me. This is Max trying to make a name for himself off of a real name because he doesn't know how to be his own name, and he's never even going to be 25% as good as I am, even at my lowest.
Hey, Mr. TKO, before you have to leave, though, we're going to get a bunch of how can we help? And this is not you asking, this is me asking. Below is running a cash out. Just,
Cash App, Chime. I don't
Yeah.
really know how to do all that. I know you talked to me about it and asked. I'm sorry, I don't know that much about it. I'm pretty not logical with phones.
But if people's enjoyed watching you over the years and want to help you in this time of need, that's the way they can do it right now. Because that takes care of your wife and your kids right now while you're not able to. So please give. I had to beg John.
I do want to say this, and I just want to have it somewhere on video. I'm not trying to be cryptic. I'm not trying to act like anything is bad. Nobody knows what tomorrow holds. Tomorrow will give a lot more answers. But I also don't want to not say something and then something happen and not have it out there. There's a lot of people that are my friends and family. They know how close they are to me. It goes way deeper than wrestling. I love each and every one of you. Andrew has meant more to me and will always mean more to me than he'll ever imagine. Jackson has literally changed my life so much more for the better than even he could ever realize, because not just of what he's done for me, for what he's done for my children and the confidence he's brought into them, the enjoyment he's instilled in their lives. And it gives me comfort and pleasure to know that if my time was to come to an end on the face of this planet, I have a lot of friends that aren't friends. They're not blood family. They became more than blood family. They surpassed blood family that would be there for my kids. And that being especially Andrew and especially Jackson, I know my kids would never have to be alone, upset, sad, worried, the same as my wife. And I truly can't thank them enough for that. To my wife, Samantha, I can be the biggest asshole in the world, and she'll tell you that. And I just want to thank her for being there and how much I love her. To Kaylee, this kid has. I could go on for hours about Kaylee. It's been a roller coaster to say the least. And she has prevailed to the very end and pushed herself. She just graduated high school. I am so proud of her. To my son Ty, he's one of a kind, to put it lightly. He's a bit like me, and it gets annoying and hard headed. But I want him to know how much I absolutely adore him and how proud I am of him. And I know what he's got ahead of him. And he should believe in himself as much as I do, and the sky's the limit. My son Jake, I've never got to speak to in Indiana. If he ever gets to hear of me and know his dad, hopefully I'm around. If I'm not a day goes by that I never thought of him and didn't care about him. My daughter Sydney, she's in Chicago now. How much I am just grateful to have her be a part of my life and how much I love her, and to see all that she's done for herself and changed her life. Olivia, one of the sweetest kids you could ever meet, that truly cares about people and has a heart of gold. Indy, also known as Batman right now, is probably the most, I don't know, it's not from me at all. She is the absolute sweetest child. I have ever came across. And she is just kind and loving. And I hope she never changes. And I know she's going to do incredible things because she's just she's an amazing little girl. And Bebop, the one that is probably the most like me, and is probably the biggest asshole like me. This kid is going to be exactly what you would think Bebop would be. He's going to be a roughneck, in your face, tear it down, put it out there, build it up, wreck it. You won't be able to look away. He's going to force you to be interested in him because at 4 years old, the kid already gets it. And I want to say this, and this is another thing going back to KC and how good of a trainer he is. Bebop is a sensory seeker and autistic and got a bunch of other stuff. I popped into a training class just to say, hey, and Bebop, who anybody that's seen him can tell you, he's all over the place and can't sit still. When Casey was in that ring teaching these students, he sat. He didn't budge. He listened to every single word like it was gold. That kid can now tell me every single move that Casey taught those kids.
That's awesome.
4 years
I don't even
old,
know what I thought.
and he broke it down from KC on how to do a body slam and how to protect you and the best ways to go about it. Because KC was so descriptive and so in depth with training that even Bebop was so intrigued in listening and wanted to be just like KC that he learned that. So if you're looking for somewhere good, you won't find better than that. To my kids, I love them. To everybody here, I love you guys. Howie, Randall, TK Maxx, you're a piece of shit. I want that to be stated as my last words if something happens.
Hey, TKO, thank you for joining us tonight. And I know it's tough for you to come out, but we asked KC if we could. We didn't know Max was jumping in, but thank you. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm sorry I took over and went on a little emotional rant. I just had a lot. I've held it in, not had a way to really vent it out. Trust you guys. You guys got the first ever, not just TKO, but Josh Turner actual emotional public conversation of me just actually breaking that barrier of always being this hard ass that I portray. And life happens, and even to the tough, sometimes we face hard realities. But in these hard realities, I just wanted to be known. And it goes again back to Jackson a lot. I know I mentioned Jackson a lot. I feel like Johnny Cash talking about Jackson all the time.
Buried in Jackson.
Putting that faith and trust in God and knowing that we may not understand the road he's paving, but we're going to take that journey he paves for us.
Amen.
And we just gotta God's faith. And sometimes the ride is terrifying. Sometimes the ride is heartbreaking. But when you hit the end of that road and you learn the outcome of what that journey is about, it can not only change your life, it can actually change others through God doing that work for you. So trust the process and roll with it.
Amen.
Josh, I'm going to say this, and we've had several people to join us on this podcast from different locations. You're the first one to ever join us from a hospital bed.
I try to make history.
Yeah.
I'll show you. We'll turn this beyond PG. You saw my nipple. There's my cool IV.
Yeah.
That's where I get the medicine.
Thank you, my friend, for joining us for a little bit.
It's where they put the good stuff in. Oh, I do
know.
want to make one last statement. Casey is a horrible person, thanks to Bebop. Bebop gave my wife an idea, and now I have to deal with an autographed picture of Casey Cazana in my hospital room. And I swear to God, if one more
You got
doctor or nurse
lonely.
asks me about this picture and who this wrestling superstar is, I'm going to throw up.
Do you want us to pipe in by the book for you?
I hate that song.
Josh, we got it on deck. If you want, I can just say the words and it just happens. It's like Joe Hendry. You say it and it just appears.
The first thing I'm going to do upon my return is I'm going to do a music video, burn the book.
Wait, how are you going to burn it? You got to buy the book first.
By the book, by the book. If you find yourself doing wrong, you won't get off the hook. By the book, by the book. If you think they were just gentlemen, then brother, you're mistook. Some boys like their cold ones, some boys like their chew. Well, I can tell you that's not what those Cazana boys will do. Mama's homemade biscuits, like only she can cook. It's daddy's kind of steady and leads us by the book. By the book, by the book. If you find yourself doing wrong, you won't get off the hook. By the book, by the book. If you think they were
The best part about that video is Mama Cazana and trying to see Joe Cazana act like a hip hop star with dance moves.
Dad can't dance.
Yeah, you can't.
But thank you guys for having me. I'll let you guys finish up with Casey.
Hey,
A great guest on there.
hey, we're still doing. We'll get back to KC in a second. Me and you, live. I'm going to be at Metrotham. You're still going to be on the phone with me. We're still doing that podcast. So wherever you're at, we'll set it up, and
If I can't make it in person, I will be there via phone or video. But you guys got one of the best upcoming talents in the wrestling business you could ever have on here. With the exception of Kinsey, Rip Rogers,
Bang.
and Dr. Tom, you have one of the best trainers in the absolute world on here to pick their brain. So take advantage of that. And you got a piece of shit that doesn't know his head from his hole in the ground, that can't find his own identity. And TK Maxx, also known as Maxi Pad. And I'm going to ask everybody, when you go to an event, if TK Maxx is there, spit at him, throw stuff at him, slap him, but everybody buy tampons and maxi pads. And anytime he walks out of a curtain or in a ring, please cover that ring in tampons and maxi pads and tag me in those videos.
I'm gonna.
Metrotham, I will have you a video, Josh. TKO, you'll get the video.
That's all I want is videos of maxi pads thrown at the maxi pad man himself.
All right, you got it.
And you're gonna need one here soon, pal.
It's not that time of the month yet, dude. Chill out.
Peace out. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you for letting me jump in.
Hey, anytime, brother. We'll catch you down the road. Me and you.
My thumbs
Absolutely. Looking forward to it later.
Later, brother.
Toodles. Max, you can go too.
Hey, what can we do about Max walking around with TKO stuff? I mean, where did Max come from, y'all?
I did have to send the link so I can get on my computer because we're on my PC. We're on my gaming setup, so I can use this nice 4K camera a fan bought me.
At you, man.
So I sent it to Max. I said, Max, don't open this or click on it. And he's like, all right, man. All right, man. I go, what? All right, man. I'll make sure I won't do it. And here he is.
You know what?
But hey, he's
looking at Max right there. He kind of favors Hornswoggle a little bit.
Max you look like a Hornswoggle.
Max, shut up. Max Abel.
You know what? I'm going to go drink some more. I'll talk to y'all later.
Max is his own man. He's 30 years old. He can do whatever he wants.
So, he at Metrotham, though. And
I don't know how he got TKO's vest or his bat, but I mean, I kind of like Max. He has never done me wrong yet. But that's what I say yet. I keep my friends close. I keep my enemies a little closer.
I like Max. He's a lot of fun. He's the most commented video we've ever had. So
I was commenting. He's welcome. I put him over.
thank you for letting. I mean, that meant a lot for Josh to get on and TKO and say that and take a. You know, he's a good guy. KC, I do have a question though. What's it like to be in the ring with TKO?
Out of all the people I've ever been in the ring with, he's one of them. I think him and I mean, this is how.
It took me a second to catch on to that.
This is how, like, a lot of people. I pull back the curtain a little bit. I've been watching too many Cody Rhodes interviews, so pull back the curtain a little bit. There was a graphic made of Smoky Mountain Pro, and it was just advertising that me and Josh were going to be there on the same one, but it was set up like it was a match. And we've had people text me, text the page, text Josh, hey, is this happening? When's this happening? Is it going to happen? We're going to get our tickets now, blah, 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 blah. That was the most talked about match since we moved to Newport, and it never happened. It was just an advertisement. So, you know, Josh likes money. I like money. We pull the boss aside and like, hey, we're going to try this. And all right, we trust you wholeheartedly. They haven't broke my trust yet, so they trust us. I trust them. And here we are. I thought Josh was, if you saw the last Legacy episode, I thought Josh was already in the worst shape he could have been in. And I knew TK, he was there. If y'all didn't see it, that's where TK Maxx debuted. He was there. TKO was there because they look alike.
I know TKO left, or Max left, and we weren't trying to run him off. He just left.
But then TK Maxx comes out. I'm like, hey. But me and Josh have never really had a chance to wrestle each other. We got in the ring a little bit at the Cobra show, and the fans were right here. Whenever we did something, and then Santino looks at us and he's like, you know, I thought you guys were doing something else, but y'all know the business. So it's like we had the fans believing that everything was great. And that's probably like top 3 match I've had in my wrestling career. My number 1 match right now would probably be Heath Slater and Rhino. When me and my brother, we beat them, by the way. I'm just saying, throwing that out there. We beat them for the U.S. titles up at IWR up in, I think, Michigan, around Detroit, Michigan. And then I also wrestled EC3 for the NWA World title. And he's probably going to get mad at me. He's not my top 3 as a singles wrestler. But come on. I wrestled EC3 on NWA Power on my 1-year anniversary into professional wrestling for the 10 pounds of gold. I made him tap out. There's a clip. I made him tap. Did an arm drag. He went 1, 2, 3. I should be champ. Just saying.
The video exists because I've seen it. Hey, getting to see you live was a real shock to me. I know you're kind of a big guy, and I was expecting you not to move so great, but you move. Are you a junior heavyweight in a heavyweight body?
I'm trying to get down to that junior heavyweight level, but I'm about 240, 245. That's a little too big. I got to get down to at least 220, 225, 230 in that range. I think they give me a 5-pound increment. But I got to get at least down to 230, 225. But I guess, I don't know. Like, I'm just me when I'm in the ring. I don't think of how I'm going to move, where I'm going to go next. It's just like I'm letting my body just take over. Like, I'm not really thinking about what you're doing because I tell my students, if you overthink, you're going to get yourself hurt. So I don't think anyways. So I just throw my brain out – and just let my actions and reactions do the talking.
Howie, I'll come to you after the next question. I've got to ask this. Casey, and this is me speaking. Right now in the Knoxville area, there is two NWA territories. There's several independent territories. They are the Jacob Pritchard School. They are the Smoky Mountain School of Wrestling. Is Knoxville the hub for independent Southern wrestling right now? I mean, because it seems like everything.
Easy. I'm going to say this comment, and it might get not canceled, but it's going to piss a lot of people off. Not all pro wrestling is pro wrestling. There's a lot of Knoxville shows that aren't as good, but they're good. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to bash them. I'm not trying to say that they're terrible. Don't go. I'm just saying, like, if you want a certain style of wrestling, there's a show for that. Like, I know NWA Crossfire they're more edgy. So if you like the old school EC dub style, that's where I would recommend going. And then if you like the storytelling, the traditional style, old Memphis, I would say come to us. But if you like both, go to both. But if there's a show that tickles your fancy in Knoxville, go to. I'm not saying don't go, but I am saying that if you go to one of those shows and you come to an NWA territory show, you will realize not all pro wrestling is pro wrestling.
And I tend to be, you said it earlier, I call myself a Midnight Express guy, and that's where I come from. And I like that storytelling. And you necessarily can't do in 8 minutes what you guys do sometimes. You have to put a story together in the ring a little bit.
Right. And like, I'm going to pull back the curtain even more. I help book Smoky Mountain Pro, Smoky Mountain Legacy, whatever we're going to go with. I help with that. And I'm grateful for that opportunity. I thank the owners of it to let me do that and let me use my brain to tell stories in my head. And I'm trying to tell people there, like, hey, you got to trust me. I'm telling you where the end game is, but you have to trust me to get there. And if you don't trust me and my vision, I can't work with you. And people have egos. They think they're better than what they are. When in reality is the people that have the egos have never been anywhere. I'm getting hot now. I'm getting mad. The people that have the egos have never been anywhere. Like I don't do this often. I am 2 years in. And you don't hear me, like, when we're talking one-on-one, bring up how great I am. You don't hear me say, oh, I'm the champion of this promotion. I'm the champion of this promotion. I'm the former NWA, blah, blah, blah. I just talk. I get genuine connections with people. I don't need a title to stroke my ego. I don't need stupid indie marks that are marked out over something stupid. I just like talking to people. And when I'm talking to somebody, I'm trying to get that genuine connection with somebody. Like if I'm in the locker room carrying around a title I just want around my waist, like, don't do that. Don't be like that. I don't care. In my opinion, titles are awesome. They're cool. They look great. Some of them have history, some not so much, but a lot of them have history with them. Like, I know the East Tennessee Heavyweight Championship at Smoky Mountain Pro, Dr. Tom held that title. WWE Hall of Famer Bunkhouse Buck has held that title. Like, that title has history behind it. And to say you're a champion of, I'm a former East Tennessee Heavyweight Champion. I think that's cool. I think it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love a title. I love a title. I don't even know where this rant started. I don't even know what happened. I'm just going. I don't even know what the initial question was.
I don't just brought it up. You're holding a title right now that's been held by some royalty in wrestling in the U.S. in the Tag Team Championship. That they have been a who hold that title at different point. That has got to be awe-inspiring to somebody 2 years into the business.
Oh, you ready for this? I'm going to say this. This is back to the ego BS. Me and my brother are the longest reigning in the Lot in One era United States Tag Team Champions. We're the longest reigning champions in the Lightning One era. We are the second longest reigning tag team champions of all times. We beat them, not the Midnight. We beat the Steiners record. We're trying to go for a year to beat the Midnights, but that's hard when you've held the titles for this long. You always got targets on your back. Everybody's always wants a shot. And you said Joseph's talking about BFT and wanting shots. How come when they were the World Tag Team Champions, they kept running from us? Huh? We're going to put that out there. Oh, Aaron Stevens, I can make a phone call right now and be like, why were your guns for hire running from us? We're just little country boys, aren't we? We don't know nothing. We're grateful to be there because our daddy got us in the NWA. Nah. When people say, I'm going on a rant again. I feel like I'm Josh. I feel like TKO's rubbed off on me. But whenever you have people bashing you in locker rooms saying they only want to be there because of their daddy, they're only there because they're the last name. I'm not going to lie. My brother being in the NWA before I got there, when I'm 6 months into the wrestling business, sure, that helped a lot. But I also had Ricky Morton. Now, I've been told Ricky Morton told me he put a word in for me, but other people said he didn't. I think he did. I'm still going to go with that truth. Dr. Tom and my dad all were asked by Mr. Corrigan, hey, can the kid go? Can the kid wrestle? Doc said he's greater than goose shit, but he can go. And it's up to me. Like, they got me the opportunity, sure, but it's up to me to stay. And I don't think that's what people realize. If I don't keep performing, I'll get fired. If I don't keep up, I'll get fired and lose my job. They weren't going to bring me back. I'm Cody Rhodes today. Holy crap. I was supposed to get fired, or not fired. I wasn't supposed to come back. That was supposed to be a one-off tag thing. AJ was getting ready to do singles work. He was about to go, I don't even know. Him and Jax Dane, God rest his soul, had a great match the day before. Mm-hmm. And they come to AJ, hey, we're going to give your little brother a shot. I'm like, all right. I took that shot, and I'm still running with it. I guess I'm good enough to win the United States tag titles, to, still wrestle on NWA TV, on Roku. We got a Roku channel now. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
But whenever I'm standing up, I got to fix my pants. Whenever people try to dog us, I just remind them. I always say, Jesus loves you. I love you. You might hate me, but I'm going to love you because you've done nothing to me. I've never met a hater doing better than me. That's all I'm saying.
Mr. Cheney, go ahead, because I've done got him on 2 rants. You get him on the 3rd one.
Yeah, you done pissed him off and throw him to me now. I see how it is.
Hey, I'm not making – I've seen KC Cazana up close and personal. I'm not making him mad no more.
Casey, I want to see if I can calm you down a little bit. Your little collection back there you got, what are those?
These are my Funko Pops. I have over 150. I have some over here. I have some right here. And I got some over there. These are my wrestling ones are over there. These are ones that, people go, Casey, what do you like? I know you like Funko Pops. What do you collect? I go, anything I like. I don't have a specific. I got Shrek, wherever he is. Technically it's Dump Truck and Jesse is what people call him. Dump Truck and Jesse, Shrek and Fiona. But I got Batman, DreamWorks, DC, gingerbread ones. I have a big Indiana Jones one. What's over here? I got literally a Jamar Chase. This one my dad loves. He wants to steal this one from me. It's a Jaws one with the movie background.
Right.
Yeah. He's
a big Jaws fan. He wants that so bad.
So did you buy all them, or did people just know that you collect them and gave them to you?
A little bit of both. I know the Harry Potter, these gingerbread ones right here have been gifted to me off my wish list. There's a big one. I'll get it. I'll grab it after I show you this one. This one's one of my favorite ones. It's a Batman Arkham Asylum with Batman on it with the Batman little case behind it. I thought it was cool. There's one. Let me grab it. Oh. This one, I got this one bought for me too. Little gingerbread Dumbledore with Hogwarts Castle. Like I have that whole set, so I got all them. So that whole set's complete. And then growing up, I was a big SpongeBob guy, and so I put some SpongeBob ones on my wish list. So I got Doodle Bob up there, and I got Patrick from the Fry Cook games. And I just like Funko Pops. Like I don't know, it happened. The story about me getting addicted to Funko Pops is me and my friends before I started wrestling were. I wonder if I can find my original ones. Like the first ones that start this whole collection off. Because I remember them. About as long as I do it. It started, they're at the bottom, aren't they? Yeah, they're at the very bottom. It all started when me and my buddies, we were out at Walmart and we saw two of the same ones. And we were like, it was the Mortal Kombat when the Mortal Kombat movie just came out. The newer one, not the old ones. And they were like, I'll buy one if you buy one. I was like, sure, I don't care. And then I'm like, oh, we got to complete the collection. So there was 4 of them at the time, and I ended up getting all 4. And then next thing you know, it just spiraled. Like if I can remember which ones I got next, I would tell you, but I don't. I just remember those are my first ones, and it goes all the way to the floor, like all the way down.
Wow.
Over, up. And I got mine over here. I got a Barbie poster. Y'all don't need to see my Barbie poster. But, yeah, I like Funko Pops. So, if you go on my Amazon wish list, I'll put a link in my Instagram bio. I collect Funko Pops and I like Legos, too. I just built a Family Guy one not too long ago. Let me grab them.
See,
I built little Stewie Griffin on a little tricycle.
Nice. I recently sold my daughter's Metallica collection, so I'm really proud of that.
And you didn't ask me?
Yeah, well, I stole her Funko Pop Metallica set, so I like Metallica too.
Casey, let me ask you a couple questions real quick, and I thought about them earlier today. One of them is, if you could be in the ring with anybody, past or present, who would it be?
I would probably say the Midnight Express, like hands down. I would say me and my brother tagging against Beautiful Bobby and Dennis. He's still with us. I can't remember if Stan's still with us or not. But
we just lost.
I would love to wrestle them in their prime. I would love to wrestle the Heavenly Bodies in their prime. Dr. Tom and Juggalo, Jimmy Del Rey. Who else? The Thrill Seekers. Me and AJ still up from the Thrill Seekers. He won't mend it, but we have. But I would probably say probably be the Midnight for the tag team, probably, if I had to think. And then singles wrestling, there's just been so many. It's like you can't pick just one. Like I'm trying to think of one. One now, I would love to wrestle Randy Orton. I'm a big Randy Orton fan. That's 2 third-generation wrestlers going at it. Cody would be cool because another generational kid. Lexus King would be really cool. Any generational kid, I'd love to get in there with them. But if I had to pick like a tag team, it'd be the Midnight, and then probably Randy Orton. Be my 2.
Cool. You know, there's a comparison I've always made in my head that between you and AJ and Dory and Terry Funk.
Oh, the Funks. Yes. I was like, the Funks. I got a chance to meet Dory Funk, and he told my brother and my dad, he told Dad, he goes, your boys wrestle just like me and Terry.
I think you do.
Like, that was like when Dory's saying that, we just wrestle like him and his brother. Come on. That's the biggest compliment in the world.
Terry Funk is held in high regard around here too. He's when I say Dory,
the Freebirds, I like to wrestle the Freebirds too because I remember Terry Gordy's highly held up in that household down there.
Yeah. Terry Gordy, Terry Funk are probably
the Von Erichs. See, there's so many.
Yeah,
it just keeps going.
Forever, you can go forever, and I think the way you move and your size, I think back in his prime, you and Steve Austin would have been.
Oh, Stone Cold would have been fun. Yeah.
Yeah, unreal. Go ahead, Howie. I'm sorry. I jumped into that journey.
That's fine. My next question is, if you had a round table of 4 wrestlers that you could get advice from, past or present, what 4 would they be?
I would probably pick. Oh man. It's almost like dumb if you don't say Dr. Tom. If you don't keep Dr. Tom around as long as possible. Because he's a mentor to me. I love listening to him. I love getting advice. I would say like him would be like for that advance. Like I want to name him. I'm gonna give you reasons why. For Doc would still be for the continued training, for asking like a veteran advice, like asking a mentor, being a mentor to me, and he would be like my little mentor, still my trainer. So I got that relationship with him. I'll say Dusty Rhodes would be one because he cuts one hell of a promo, and he worked with a gimmick that he did not like. He didn't like the polka dots. And I'd probably, those 2 for sure. Who else would be there?
Hey,
I would say Randy Orton.
I got the proud moment. Dusty once told me to get my mark ass out of his locker room, and I love him to this day for it. So
I'll tell you a story with Dusty here in a minute with my dad. But I'll say Randy Orton. I just love Randy. I think him when he was young, Legend Killer Randy to now is phenomenal. And who would be the other one? I'm trying to think of somebody like good. I would say like you could always go with like a Von Erich, like a Kevin Von Erich, or Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, just to wrestle through so much adversity he had to go through to see what like kept his mind like clear while he was doing. They're probably out there already what kept his mind clear, but whatever kept his mind clear while he was wrestling like that just shows a lot of character and willpower. But the story of Dusty Rhodes, my dad had a tryout match back in the day. I can't remember if it was WCW or NWA, one of the 2, wherever Dusty was. And it was Dad. He was a little heavier set back then. And went out there, put on a really, really great tryout. Gets to the back. Dusty goes, "Well, Zoe, if you just lose a little bit of weight for us, you come wrestle for us." So in the long run, Dusty Rhodes called my dad fat when Dusty looked like he did the way he did. And so if I ever get to meet Dustin or Cody, I'm telling them that your dad called my dad fat. We got heat.
hey, I want to throw one more generational out to you, and that Dusty Rhodes story is so great. Kurt Hennig, is that somebody you?
Oh yeah, I'd love to wrestle. He'd be so fun. Oh my! Any generational kid, throw him out. Except for one of them, any generational kid, throw him out there. It'll be fun.
You said except for one.
Yeah, I want to leave it like that. You can. Okay. Everybody else can think of who the one is.
Okay, good deal. So let's talk about before we let you go. We're sorry we kept you so long.
I got nothing else to do. I just got to go beat my buddies in NCAA later. That's about it.
But Trotham's coming up in 2 weeks, I think it is.
It's next week.
That's right. Next week.
Next weekend.
Right, that's right. Tell us a little about what's going to happen that night. I know you got a couple matches you told us about.
Yeah, you heard that. I got a couple. I'm the workhorse of Wrestling for a Cause, and it'll be my Wrestling for a Cause debut.
You're the workhorse.
Apparently so. I know we'll get this one out of the way before I do the singles match. Me and my brother, tag title match. I think it's title for title right now with the U.S. belts again on the line with the Wrestling for a Cause tag titles with Alex Summers and a mystery partner. Whoever that mystery partner is, I don't know. It was supposed to be TKO, but with the unforeseen circumstances that he gone through, he is allegedly supposed to pick a partner for Alex. I don't know how accurate that is. That's just the information I got told. You know how it goes. It's a game of telephone when it comes to wrestlers. So we have that match with the Country Gentleman with my dad, Joe, in our corner. And then I'm also in a singles match against the swingman himself, Johnny Swinger, for the Wrestling for a Cause Television Championship, which I'm the champion of. Technically, I'm KC2 belt right now, but I'll spoil. Me and Evan Golden wrestled for the U.S. title. You can go watch it to see the outcome. I mean, I already spoiled it, but you go watch to see the outcome.
And that's this Sunday on Smoky
That
Mountain.
comes up. Yeah, that's the main event, baby. So if you want to go watch, probably I would say our best match to date, that was it. But I get to wrestle the Swingman, Johnny Swinger, for my Wrestling for a Cause Television Championship with my dad and brother at ringside with me. So yeah, I'm in for I like gold. I told you, I like titles.
So with you wrestling twice, do you know how much time you have in between? And if so, what will you do to prepare between one to the other?
I do not know how much time I have to prepare between the matches, but Johnny Swinger has a lot of tape on him, so you can go out there and look. I gotta invest into more looking for this Alex Summers guy, seeing a little bit more tape on him. And then whoever the mystery partner is that TKO is going to pick, there's no telling. The last mystery partner he had was Santino Marella. So there's no telling what friend Josh is going to call up, be like, hey, I need you to fill my spot. All right. So there's going into that tag team match, I'm not worried about my physical condition because I'm in pretty decent shape. And a tag match is, I let AJ do all the work and let me catch my breath. I was like, hey, nobody's going to take you down, big brother. You got it.
Awesome. Good deal. And before I turn it back over to Randy, one more question. We kind of touched on it earlier. NWA on Roku now.
We're on Roku. That's the first time I've heard someone pronounce Roku wrong.
Well, I'm from the South. I don't know.
Yes, we just announced that. We just got the deal done. It's going to be very interesting, very cool. We've been on Twitter for the last couple months, or Twitter X. We've been on X the last couple months. It's done really well, and I'm glad and excited to see that we're going on Roku. Like, the sky's the limit for the NWA. When Mr. Corgan bought it back in the day, they thought the company was dead. They thought they never would have thought we'd be on TV again. They never thought. People keep doubting us. We just had Natty Neidhart wrestle Kenzie Page. Like, Kenzie Page is the heartbreaker. NWA's on the up and up. That's all I'm saying.
When does this take place? When does it start? Do you know?
Oh, I have no idea. I just go off what they tell me. I just get the emails, and they're like, we're on Roku now. Further information will be out there. I was like, cool. There might be a graphic out there that says it. I don't go on social media that much anymore, so I don't know.
Bye, Randy.
We'll get you out of here pretty quick, Casey. Thank you, and thank you for letting us have time for Josh. Below, we all, if you want to support Josh TKO Turner, that's his cash out. Send money now. That's the way you can support him. Casey, Matratham, that's a big deal. Your dad being there too.
100%, yeah.
You can see the Country Gentleman out, but not. You're going to see the whole package this week, next week. And that is your dad is in your corner.
It's only because it's like an hour from the house.
I wouldn't want to say that, but
I'll say it. No, but with all three of us together, like, people have said, us by ourselves and us like as singles acts and as a tag team, we bring a lot. When we wear the white, it's a different vibe.
It is.
But when you have all three of us and you see what happens when you trust the right people, we look like this is me stroking my own ego. We look like stars. I'll give Aaron Stevens the credit. Nobody else, but I'll give Aaron credit. He's the one that was like, hey, y'all need to switch to white. White and gold, that needs to be y'all's colors. We worked on our entrance. That's one of the things Aaron loves, moments over moves. And if you can make a fan have remember a moment, they'll remember that moment more than they'll remember Canadian Destroyer from the top rope.
That's me. That's the fan I am.
Aaron is a great mind, a great mentor. He showed us you don't need the fancy BS to get over. You don't need the fancy, stupid moves to get over. You don't need to do death matches. You don't need to do. I mean, hardcore matches are cool. I was in a last man standing match. That was cool. But you don't need to do stuff like that to get over. You go out there, be you. And if they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. Not a lot of people like Casey Cazana. That's okay. Because they just ain't me. I'll pull the Carson Drake. They hate me because they ain't me.
Oh, well, I'm going to address a certain book off of one of the Southern Six head recently. And I was going to ask you, did you take some heat from that situation?
No. We did not. We went in getting told, they go, we thought, by we, I mean me, Dad, and AJ, we got told it was going to be a crowd dark. To send the crowd home happy, go out there, go have a hardcore street fight. And then the match just turned out so good. Had so many great moments of Silas whipping me with the kendo stick, the headshot, and then what else? I'm trying to think of other stuff.
Silas's fall from the book is among the epic tumbles.
But I got no heat for that. They did say no headshots in the meeting, but we also again got told it was dark. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna hit him. And it was great. Made a great noise. It broke the book. Silas's big old chrome dome broke the book. Now we got a new
one. Was that at the 23? Was that at the Crockett Cup or
no? This was at the I don't want to say it wrong. It's where they filmed Sesame Street.
Okay.
Down in Tampa at the power plant.
Mm-hmm.
Where we were in Tampa at the power plant.
And Howie, we've got some comments. We've got people trying to book Casey at Warpath.
Yeah.
You know what? If you pay Chris Cross at Warpath, he's trying to get Casey in town, wanting Casey in town. And
I told you I'm bad at social media. They've been in my inbox. I've been looking at it. I just haven't clicked on it because I don't get on my phone. I feel so bad. I'll expose myself.
Well, you know, they've even contacted about me to get you into town. And I was like,
you want to take you can't take a booking fee for me though. You can't get a cut.
I can't get a cut. I don't want one.
I'll give you like a cut of like bologna.
Yeah, that'll work. I'm a fat guy.
I'll fry it for you too. I got you.
And then Ty Rose, your dad's former tag team partner, Pat Rose, his son was in, giving a little shout out to the country gentleman. Now, Ty's about 6 months in. He really looks up to you because I think he's on this, he's made a pretty quick run. If somebody was 6 months in or a year in and you were going to give them advice, what would your advice be?
My advice is always you can't get opportunities when you're not there.
Mm-hmm.
I am a firm believer of right place, right time. And that's how I got my job. I literally walked by the production room to go get ready to go do my extra work for the NWA. And they were like, well, AJ needs a tag partner. Why not his brother? Literally, they saw me. I just so happened to walk by.
That's it.
It's right place, right time. You can't get opportunities when you're not there. And you can always keep your nose down and just keep grinding. Keep out of the wrestling, high school drama. Keep out of everything. Just keep your head down, nose to the ground, and prove everybody wrong.
Casey, well, a long time ago, someone gave me the advice, and I think you saw it. Find the best promotion you can and volunteer to go put up the seats, go put up the ring. Become part of the promotion and show them you're valuable and you're willing to do anything. And then the in-ring work will come.
Again, that's what happened with Rabbit Row. He set up our ring at JCP. NWA JCP set up our ring, set up chairs, no matter who it is. You come do that, it's seen. Like, people see it. And just because like you worked one show for us doesn't mean your head has to get blown up and your ego has to drive you. He's like, oh, I worked an NWA JCP show one time. Like, no, bro. Like, that's so stupid in my opinion. And I just think if you help set up, that's seen more than anything. Like Matthew Mimsy, the national heavyweight champion, he was ring crew before he was a wrestler. AJ was ring crew before he was a wrestler. Me, ring crew before I was a wrestler at the NWA. That's how it happens. That's how you get seen.
And, recently y'all had a big show that was outdoors in Bearden. And that night, some of the wrestlers off of that show appeared in Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing 2 shows in a night. We saw, I'm going to throw out a name. The NWA Women's Heavyweight Champion was with you in Bearden, and I saw her a few hours later at TWE in Red Bank, about a mile from my house. I saw her sister.
The Page sisters and Big Booty Judy.
Yeah. That's the kind of work that shows you somebody just wants to get in the ring and get better.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was great to see them among that little crowd too. I mean, it's not often. There was maybe 100 people there, and we're seeing Kenzie Page, the NWA World Champion, who just wrestled 99 Hard inside ECW Arena. It was incredible. So, I appreciate your time, Casey. I'm looking forward to Metrotham. We might try to get on the air a little bit there between all the things you're doing.
Absolutely.
You died, and you and AJ will be signing autograph for folks too, will you not?
We will. And we got. I'm trying to see if I can find the Metrotham exclusive ones if I have them. That's my Dr. Tom card. I don't know. I do not know. Okay, I don't know which one it is, but we'll have trading cards. These are mine, so these are one of ones. These are my. We'll have exclusive trading cards for Metrotham Con itself.
Okay, cool.
And they're metal trading cards. They come just like this. Like, this is one of them. They have all 3 of our signatures on it. I can't remember which one it was, so I'm showing all 3 because I can't remember which one it was. Like, they have cool little sparkly backgrounds. But
I think I saw the white suit in one of them.
Yeah, it's in all of them. Joe Cazana's in his white suit in all of them.
That's awesome.
Where's that? Yeah.
The last question I'm going to ask you, and Aaron Stevens, you talked about Aaron Stevens saying this. I'm a wrestling fan that likes bigger moments sometimes more than ring work. If you give me a big entrance, or you give me something to remember on the way in or something, or just your entrance, I think is great. Kenzie's heart-shaped entrance that she used, outfit at ECW Arena. There is a value to having quality equipment if you're trying to get in this business too, is it not?
There is an advice I give to everybody when they ask me, how do I make it to the next level? I say, get wrestling boots. I'm a big boot guy. I don't like kick pads. I don't like shoes, but if that's your style, cool. Get boots, professional gear made, and hit the gym. You got to stay in the weight room and look the part.
There are some 6'4" guys that weigh 350 pounds. They just don't look it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Not calling out a name or anything, but Metrotham, wrestling for a cause. It's going to be a big deal. We don't get the Cazanas here all the time, so in Chattanooga area. So probably if you're going to see the Cazanas for the next few months in the Chattanooga area, this is your one shot to get out and see them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking so forward to it. Howie, you got anything? And we'll let this young man go beat up some people in NCAA football.
KC, 2 quick questions. One, you're going to be signing autographs and everything. What are y'all going to be charging for the autographs?
Yeah.
He probably
AJ Cazana's the price guy.
Okay.
Put the heat on him.
Then the other one is, which team do you play with on NCAA football?
So like in this, we do a dynasty, right? And you can do online dynasties now.
Oh,
And this one I started with Boise State. Like I said, I just want like a low 3-star, like low 2.5, 3-star. Work our way up. Right now, I got picked up for as a Tennessee. I'm a Tennessee Volunteer now, but I like to start like with colleges that I could have went to when I played. Like Jacksonville State's on here. They offered me a scholarship back in the day, and
here.
I have a Jacksonville State dynasty going. But if I had to pick, I don't know. I play with whatever teams help. I usually do 3 randoms, and then we'll do a suicide. So if you can pick out of the 3 teams you got, and if you don't like any one of them, do 1 suicide and you play with them.
Awesome. I kind of did the same thing when I used to play a lot. I would get, I always start out with you. Every time the season would come out or the new game would come out, I'd buy it, and my first dynasty season would be with UTC. And
Go
I'd
Monks.
get the
Let's
schedule
take
as
my bad.
hard as possible. I might go 0 for whatever the first season, but get a few recruits in and build it up, and then start winning championships year in and year out.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Casey, I want to reiterate what Randy said. We appreciate your time. Sorry we've kept you so long, but
I ain't nothing else to do.
appreciate you. You're welcome. Come back on here anytime that you want to, and we will see you in a week from Saturday.
Yes, sir.
And I think we're both planning on being there. So, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a great show, what it sounds like. And best of luck. Drink a lot of water in between the matches.
I'll be
yeah.
if y'all need me.
You doing what?
I'll be in Kylie's line waiting for autographs. She's my hero.
She spoke to him at TWE, and I thought he was going to pass out. I thought I was
She's
going to
my
have to.
hero now. Everybody, even Evan Golden got moved down 1. It's Kylie Page now. I'm the president of her fan club. I'm just the
There you
vice.
go.
So next Saturday, we'll see y'all there. Close us out, Howie.
All right. For all of our guests that was on earlier, TKO Josh Turner,
TKO
TK Max, Max Abel that
by the
joined
way,
us.
he texted me.
Who?
He said he was drinking, so he had to leave.
Yeah.
Imagine that. I'm sure he's eating some popcorn while he's at it too.
He looks like he's drinking too. Have you seen that guy? Anyways, continue.
But for our main guest tonight, thank you very much, Casey Cazana. Looking forward to seeing you in action twice, double dip a week from Saturday at Matrato.
Twice.
So for Randy Cunningham, I'm Howard Chaney. Good night and God bless everybody.